Hello guys, welcome to Fortnite Save the World patch 8.0. New beta storms, eliminate and collect 10-minute missions where you just go in there and you chain gank husks, eliminate as many as you can, select data samples, get goodie rewards. I'm looking forward to that. In addition to that, they mentioned they're going to be increasing hero experience points, schematic experience points, survivor experience, because it was so hard to get it already. Yeah, we're talking about getting 500,000 from 4x 100 missions. It is unreal, and 6 times as much for survivor experience points. So everybody should be blazing through the game now if they didn't before. You can buy mutant storm llamas, legendary troll stash llamas for 1,000 spring tickets, unlimited quantity. You may want to stash up on these tickets because they're probably going to be used for spring llama as well. So if I was a new player, I would hold on to my spring ticket until they're saying, now we're removing the troll stash, or now you're getting a new llama. Just my points on it. Heroes, wow. I was looking forward to the hero loadout system. They teased it and I was like, yay, Christmas. And then they posted a huge blog and I was like, party. They put in a development blog and I was like, woo, we're all bears. And now I have read about it and I'm like, oh, this is so bad. Sorry. It was like the curve for amazingness and then it just took a massive dive. Of course, I'm going to be telling you why without being, oh, this is such a crap thing. I think we're all going to be quitting the game now and I'm so tired of it. That's not what I mean, but there are some things here that kind of mismatch with what they have been pointing towards. For instance, they changed the name of half of the heroes into the game and they have massively changed our abilities. Bull Rush, so it deals a lot less damage, but it deals environmental damage. So you can now Bull Rush through trees and structures. So that Plasma Pulse had its damage increased from 18 to 46. So it is now a small bomb of amazingness. Phase Shift energy cost has been increased. Seismic Smash, that was Seismic Impact before, has an increased damage around 20%. Shock Tower has a decreased stun duration. Teddy removed damage per hit from 16 to 13 because it was OP. Crescent Kick has like a double damage now. Dragon Slash has gained 20% on damage, which is crazy because it was already one of the best abilities in the game. Kunai Storm has an increased base damage from 50% additional damage. Smoke Bomb also now increased damage per tick from, and Throwing Stars have been changed in general in the game, dealing a lot more damage with an increased cooldown, but they now pierce enemies by default, which is absolutely amazing. They have reduced the energy cost of frag grenades, so you can throw 3 frag grenades in a row, which is horrible for everybody that ever made a trap tunnel, but you can do that now. So the most important thing is that you can just chain cast them now, which is going to be horrible because players are going to be leveling faster. They're not going to be learning how to play the game and they're going to be throwing grenades everywhere. It's going to be a beep storm. Warcry reduced the energy cost from 50 to 40. So people are going to be yelling more and they're going to be throwing more grenades and everybody else is crying. Besides that, they added team perks. Field Agent Rio Phase Blaster. Every few seconds, your next shot fires a phase pulse. That is a pretty strong ability. Lynx Cassandra Bioenergy Source. Boom! Spending energy restores shield per hero per point of energy spent, which is going to be really amazing for combo ninjas, I feel. Master Grenadier Ramirez. Cool customer. Yeah, that sounds completely rubbish. Using an ability while frosty, because soldiers now go frosty, lowers the cooldown of all active soldier abilities and removes the frosty effect. Mega Base Kyle, supercharged traps, there it is. Increased damage done by all traps affected by base. Raven, preemptive strike for each match, no idea again. Deal bonus damage to enemies with full life. So perhaps, you know, snipey build? I don't know. Steel Wool Sid, boom, base. Buffs damage and critical rating in a radius around base. That is cool. That is so cool. You put down the base, people line up around you, you have a small party, it's like a Christmas tree, and everybody that's there is just gonna be dealing more critical damage and more damage. That's cool. I hope it works for both abilities, weapons, and traps. Then it is gonna be amazing. Well, soldiers now stay frosty, yay! Which is so lame. The ability is cool, the stay frosty is a little too kindergarten for me. Anyway, new suppressive fire. Each consecutive ranged weapon hit against the same target deals 3% increased damage, stacks 5 times. This is a new, easier to understand debilitating shots, because debilitating shots has been removed. So go away. Times and creative engineering is gone. Boo! Like, people raged. No! You have changed the cost reduction on my stuff when I'm playing a constructor. 10%, the world is doomed. And I was like, oh yeah, boom, gone with it. How about that? So it's a thing. Outlanders, class perk. This is what? Anti-material charge is no longer a thing. It is a right click on the pickaxe for Outlanders. Yeah, it's a default pickaxe heavy attack for Outlanders. What? That is insane. Finally changed the loot llama. Thank you, Epic. Loot llama fragments now create the loot llama in place rather than grant the loot llama abilities. And the Heartbreaker crossbow is returning to the weekly store. That is cool. I want another. Freeze traps now apply 25% vulnerability to all opponents. Have a turret. Should we just move into it? Reduced damage per hit from 15 to 12. So proximity mine has been massively boosted, so you can now have 10 charges. You can drop down 10 proximity mines. Then I guess it's okay, they have a cooldown. And no longer causes knockback. It's a bomb. Anyway, it doesn't. Hello guys, hello guys, hello guys. Welcome to Fortnite Save the World patch 8.0. Huge update. Gonna be going through some of the most important things, because I already made 3, 4, 5, 17,000 videos about it. So I have covered a lot of these things already. I hope you guys are on the page for it. So what's new? We have the hero loadout. This is massive news. They're changing so many things. Gonna be digging a little bit more into it. Not much in this video because we more than covered that. Love Storm is coming. Love is in the air, which is cool. It looks amazing. And then we have a new Plankerson visual update. Besides that, the most important thing for me really, even though we have the hero loadout, is that we have now new beta storms. Eliminate and collect 10-minute missions where you just go in there and you chain gank husks, eliminate as many as you can, select data samples, get goodie rewards. I'm looking forward to that. Fast mission, loads of action, no building so people won't be griefing, all that kind of stuff. Storm Eye closing in, I think it's going to be amazing. We have 5 mission quotas per 24 hours. So unfortunately it means I won't be raking in as much as I really wanted, but that is besides the point. In addition to that, they mentioned they're going to be increasing hero experience points, schematic experience points, survivor experience, because it was so hard to get it already. Yeah. Well, they doubled it in Plankerson for hero and schematic experience points and tripled it for survivor experience points. In Canny Valley, they tripled hero and schematic experience point and increased survivor experience points by 4.5. And in Twinepeaks, 4 times as much hero experience points and schematic experience points. We're talking about getting 500,000 from 4x100 missions. It is unreal. And 6 times as much for survivor experience points. So everybody should be blazing through the game now if they didn't before. Survivors increasing like crazy. And hero schematics 130 all the time. It is almost a joke, but I guess they're doing this because they can see the majority of players are struggling to find the time to get the experience points they need. So if that is the case, it is good. For players that are a little bit hardcore like me, it's almost a joke. Besides that, winter tickets are gone, converted into winter llamas. And the Mutant Storm missions will grant spring tickets, and the spring tickets are for the new llamas. You can buy not mutant storm llamas, legendary troll stash llamas for 1000 spring tickets, unlimited quantity. You may want to stash up on these tickets because they're probably going to be used for spring llama as well. So if I was a new player, I would hold on to my spring tickets until they are saying, now we're removing the troll stash, or now you're getting a new llama. Just my points on it. They updated a lot of missions that would grant heroes, giving you rewards. If you already completed that, you're gonna log in to get goodies. And if you haven't, you're gonna log in to get goodies anyway, because everybody's getting hero vouchers and evolution materials and flocks, and covered that in a lot of the other videos. They updated some things in the collection book, some tool tips, all that kind of stuff. They fixed a gazillion bugs, which is great. Nothing I really need to go into as such, because it doesn't really sound as if it is like, hey, we fixed Xbox, or hey, you're getting the new music back, because I know from yesterday's AMA that we're not getting the new music back. But they made some optimization changes that should make heavy combat cause less sinking problems, which is good for storm shield defenses, like the last encampment in encampment missions, and every event we have ever had. So thank you very much, Epic Games. Heroes, wow. I was looking forward to the hero loadout system. They teased it and I was like, yay, Christmas. And then they posted a huge blog and I was like, party. They put in a development blog and I was like, woo, we're all bears. And now I have read about it and I'm like, oh, this is so bad. Sorry, it was like the curve for amazingness, and then it just took a massive dive. Of course, I'm going to be telling you why without being, oh, this is such a crap thing, I think we're all going to be quitting the game now, and I'm so tired of it. That's not what I mean, but there are some things here that kind of mismatch with what they have been pointing towards. But anyway, you're going to be getting 2 to 6 vouchers to go in and claim legendary or mythic heroes from the event part of the collection book, so you can log in to get those. 8 new heroes have been added: Archetype Havoc, Lightshow Spitfire, those are soldiers; Dark Vanguard Earhart, and Conqueror Magnus, those are constructors; Forged Fate, oh, she looks so nice; Ninja Overtaker Hero Ninja; Valkyria Rio, and Ventura Ramirez Outlanders. So that's good. Like I said, gift box when logging in, reward scale based on your level, cool vouchers, and another extra voucher if you already have Jingle Jess, because she is a reskin of the Enforcer Grizzly. So I have multiple of her, so I don't know if I will be getting more, but we will find out. All heroes can be reset. All heroes can be taken out of the collection book one time. Not one hero. All heroes that are in the collection book can be removed one time for free right now. So that's a thing. But there are so many changes that I won't be going through because it's just gonna be name dropping. For instance, they changed the name of half of the heroes into the game, which makes no sense because we've had them for like 2 years and everybody knew what they were. But on the other side, they have changed how all of the heroes work. So it makes no sense for them to retain the old names any longer, but I'm not gonna be going into that. No, not gonna be reading all their new names. What I am going to be talking about is ability changes. They kind of teased this yesterday. They're gonna mess with our abilities, and they have massively changed our abilities. Bull Rush is down from 156 to 104 damage, so it deals a lot less damage. But it deals environmental damage, so you can now bull rush through trees and structures, so that's a thing. Decoy is now on a shorter duration, that's a good thing. Plasma Pulse, like nobody used it. It has had its damage increased from 18 to 46, so it is now a small bomb of amazingness. That is going to be fun to try out. Rosie increased damage from 67 to 60 now, nobody cares. Phase shift energy cost has been increased, and they changed how it works, so we need to fool around with that. And they reduced the speed bonus, but nah, we need to fiddle around with it to understand how that works in game. Seismic Smash, that was Seismic Impact before, has an increased damage around 20%. Shock Tower has a decreased stun duration from 0.75 seconds to 0.5 seconds, so a massive change, a third of the stun duration just removed. Teddy removed damage per hit from 16 to 13 because it was OP, which is annoying because I liked that. So it's going to be fun to find out how that scales with my power level, if I'm still just gonna be OP or whatever, but Teddy's now deal less damage. Crescent Kick has like a double damage now, a slightly reduced impact, and a reduced stun duration. So that is going to be very interesting to find out if it's gonna be viable in any way. Dragon Slash has gained 20% on damage, which is crazy because it was already one of the best abilities in the game. Kunai Storm has an increased base damage from 128 to 184, also a huge boost, like 50% additional damage. That was not why I didn't use it, but now it deals more damage, like high damage. Smoke Bomb also now increased damage per tick from 41 to 52, so big boost there. And Throwing Stars have been changed in general in the game, dealing a lot more damage from 52 to 87 with an increased cooldown from 6 to 10 seconds, which I think will kind of ruin it, but they now pierce enemies by default, which is absolutely amazing. And they cannot get the headshot damage multiplier, which I don't care because I was never really aiming with them. So if it's going to be more of a crowd control thing now, I don't know, but we will find out. In terms of soldiers, they have reduced the energy cost of frag grenade from 45 to 30, so you can throw 3 frag grenades in a row, which is horrible for everybody that ever made a trap tunnel, but you can do that now. And they increased the base damage from 101 to 103, who gives a rat? And they reduced the impact from 595 to 500. So the most important thing is that you can just chain cast them now, which is gonna be horrible because players are gonna be leveling faster. They're not gonna be learning how to play the game, and they're gonna be throwing grenades everywhere. It's gonna be a beep storm. Anyway, Going Commando reduced base damage from 25 to 23. Around 10% damage reduction on an ability nobody really liked. I hope the perks are going to be making up for that because I loved Going Commando, but it was weak. You were locked in animation, and I was looking the most forward to making a Going Commando build. Brrr, just going crazy. I'm still gonna do that. First build, oh yeah. But yeah, they changed the damage on it. Lefty and righty increased base damage from 57 to 60. It's all in the small stakes. And they reduced headshot damage bonus from 75% to 50, so it's taking a dive. Shockwave increased base damage from 91 to 102, so pretty big boost there, more than 10%. But they reduced impact from 1650 to 1500. Yeah, 10%-ish. Warcry reduced the energy cost from 50 to 40, so people are gonna be yelling more, and they're gonna be throwing more grenades. And everybody else is crying. Besides that, they added team perks. This is something they haven't shared a specific post about. What are we getting? So I'm going to be going through those. Bladestorm Enforcer is going to give Endless Shadow. Increase shadow stance duration for each matching hero. No idea what matching hero is, if it is a specific amount of stars or a specific class. They're not writing anything about that. But it increases shadow stance duration, and shadow stance is now a core part of the ninja ability set. So if you have this as the team perk, it's gonna boost that up. Carbide has Underdog. For each match, again no idea what, increases healing received based on how many enemies are near you. Okay, sounds completely useless. Dire Hunter's Instinct, eliminations during night or evening grant damage and melee life leech bonus per matching hero. We kind of saw that in the video. That sounds really great, but it's a day-night cycle kind of thing, so for me it's not gonna be a thing, but the power is real. Field Agent Rio Face Blaster. Every few seconds your next shot fires a face pulse. That is a pretty strong ability. We don't really use weapons that often, at least not in the end game. So if we have a more frequent face pulse, that is a really strong ability. Lynx Cassandra Bio Energy Source. Boom! Spending energy restores shield per hero per point of energy spent, which is going to be really amazing for combo ninjas, I feel. Possibly even, I have some builds in mind, I'm gonna be looking into this, but that is actually a pretty cool ability. Master Grenadier Ramirez, cool customer! Yeah, that sounds completely rubbish. Using an ability while frosty, because soldiers now go frosty, lowers the cooldown of all active soldier abilities and removes the frosty effect. We're gonna move on to what frosty is after reading this list. Yeah, exactly. Mega Base Kyle, supercharged traps, there it is. Increased damage done by all traps affected by base. Okay. Face Scout Jess, shifting gears. Grants extra charges on phase shift but reduced range. Alright. Quick Draw Calamity, hot swap, boom. Eliminations increase damage for all weapon times for a time. I guess that means once? Yeah, you know what I mean. Stacks one time for each weapons type's eliminations. So that sounds cool. I'm thinking explosive builds, and I'm thinking about having hot swap, but I don't know if you're supposed to, you know, use this weapon, swap to another, swap to another, swap to another, and then you deal more damage. We will find out. The information is pretty vague. Ragnarok, slow your roll on taking melee damage, freeze husks, and slow mist monsters. Alright, kinda cool actually. Raven, preemptive strike for each match, no idea again. Deal bonus damage to enemies with full life. So, perhaps, you know, snipey build? I don't know. Steel Wool Sid, boom base. Buffs damage and critical rating in a radius around base. That is cool. That is so cool. You put down the base, people line up around you, you have a small party, it's like a Christmas tree, and everybody that's there is just gonna be dealing more critical damage and more damage. That's cool. I hope it works for both abilities, weapons, and traps. Then it is gonna be amazing. Sub-Zero Zenith, shake it off. Reduces duration of elemental status effects applied to you. Blah. Swordmaster Ken, 1-2 punch. After ability cost, next melee heavy attack costs 20% less per match. Okay, it could be cool actually. The Cloaked Star. Round trip. Throwing stars return to you after hitting a solid wall or once they expire. So double up on the throwing stars, you send them out and they come back again like the seismic. That could be really cool with the throwing star build. Definitely something I need to try. It sounds weak, but with the fan it could be really great for like you need some cooldown reduction. It sounds like something that could be very fun to try out. Wukong, Soaring Mantis, grants 2 extra Mantis leaps. Alright. That was pretty cool stuff. We're just gonna dig into the hero perks right now because we just had the frosty thing for the MGR and what the freak is that? Well, soldiers now stay frosty! Yay! Which is so lame. After 3 eliminations with a ranged weapon, gain 35% stability. Kinda cool. Increased ranged weapon damage by 10%. Lasts 7 seconds. The ability is cool. The stay frosty is a little too kindergarten for me. Anyway, new suppressive fire. Each consecutive ranged weapon hit against the same target deals 3% increased damage. Stacks 5 times. This is a new, easier to understand debilitating shots because debilitating shots has been removed. So go away. Now, we have a lot of stuff going on here for the soldiers. And this is where I'm gonna, because it was my impression that the new hero loadout system would have a fixed class ability, and then you could do whatever you wanted with the support squad and the commander and all that stuff to make your hero, and they just blew it up by making different types again. So we still have subclasses. I mean, why? Why do we still have subclasses? It is unreal. If, like, some of the soldiers have Warcry, Frag Grenade, and Going Commando, so that's nice. But others have Warcry, Shockwave, and Frag Grenade. Okay. Well, what happened to let me make my own game? What if I don't want Warcry, but I want to play something that has the... I mean, come on, man. They were teasing that we would have creative freedom, and they are still Not only are they forcing us to use a specific skin if we want a specific commander perk, so I cannot have the ability from Link's Cassandra with another hero. Like, what if I don't want to be playing a girl? Yeah, too bad. You gotta be Link's Cassandra to have that ability as a commander perk. So I was expecting that as a minimum to have landed, free skin selection, but no. And on top of that, they still have subclasses. It is unbelievable. After all they have been saying about freedom and removing and class abilities, we still have subclasses, we just don't have as many. So go through the list in there or check out your heroes when you log in. They are split not into actual subclasses, but they just have different abilities. So it's embarrassing, actually, I feel so. Anyway, constructors, class perks, base is now placed like a trap. We know that, it's in the trap wheel. It connects to 4 tiles away. It increases armor of connected structures by 50, and it no longer reflects damage by default. Kinetic overload is another thing they just have. When you stagger an enemy with a melee attack, boom! 25% damage in a half tile radius, and melee crits grant 10% increased melee impact for 5 seconds. Stacks 5 times, and creative engineering is gone. Boo! Like, people raged. No! You have changed the cost reduction on my stuff when I'm playing a constructor. 10%, the world is doomed! And I was like, oh yeah, boom, gone with it. How about that? So, it's a thing. Yeah, decoy, plasma pulse, bull rush for 1 series of these things. If you're into that stuff, like, others have Rosie. I mean, I'm probably never gonna play constructor again. If I need to play one and they are forced to have Rosie, it's just, I don't even care. I go away. Ninja's class perks, Manta's Leap, it's a fixed thing. They have it jump for a second time while in the air, no energy cost. The big news is it grants immunity to fall damage. So that is huge. Ninjas can no longer die when they're falling down unless they forget to double jump. Huge news. Shadow Stance, eliminating an enemy with a melee weapon grants 60 armor and 15% movement speed for 4 seconds. It doesn't trigger off throwing stars or dragon slash any longer, so you need to actually hit with a weapon. But it's an okay change. They also have different abilities, so again we don't have the freedom I really wanted. So not only am I forced to play the hero that has the commander perk I want, I also need to accept the abilities they feel that hero has for the class. I hope they're going to change that, because in my opinion that takes the entire system and puts it down the trash can. Like, really, it's... Anyway, let's move on because we're not done yet. Outlander's class perk, this is... what? Anti-material charge is no longer a thing. It is a right click on the pickaxe for Outlanders. Yeah, it's a default pickaxe heavy attack for Outlanders. What? That is insane. 50 damage, 240 impact to enemies. It costs 45 energy, but it has no cooldown. What? Boom, boom, I like that. Oh yes, I do. In the zone, after 5 strikes with a pickaxe, gain 7.5% movement speed and 25 increased pickaxe damage, removed on weapons swap, and it grants the ability to see chests through walls within a radius. In addition to this, they have finally changed the loot llama. Thank you, Epic! Loot llama fragments now create the loot llama in place rather than grant the loot llama ability. So you go there and it makes a loot llama. Nothing else. Our goal for loot llamas is that they are an exciting reward. Yay! By locking out one of your abilities, we created a conflict every time players found one. Our intention is that players who pass up a loot llama do it because they don't need the loot, not because the loot llama limits their kit. I agree with this. I was curious about when I would read something about the diamond llamas, but it seems like perhaps now we just have one type of llama, which would, like, I could have not gotten half of the Outlanders or something. Anyway, that is the thing. Huge changes to how the different things in the different classes work. And of course, Outlanders also have split abilities: Phase Shift, Shock Tower, Seismic Smash, shock tower, teddy, phase shift for instance. So you may really want to make that really amazing teddy Outlander, but perhaps he doesn't then have the shock tower, or he doesn't have one of the other things you wanted. So they are giving us freedom, but they're also greatly limiting how we can do things. They fixed a lot of bug things, and the Heartbreaker crossbow is returning to the weekly store. That is cool. I want another. Freeze traps now apply 25% vulnerability to all opponents. They added epic and legendary Winter Tech weapons into the llama pinatas, even in X-ray llamas and in the legendary troll stash llamas, because they are now expansion things, so it's a thing. Daily coins have changed, they're gone. You get 240 gold for every 100 coins. Talked about that yesterday. All existing ones have been converted. Even more bug fixes. And like other big news. Visual in Plankerson, yes. Hovered turret. Should we just move into it? Reduced damage per hit from 15 to 12. So the classic Outlander hover turret build has a 3 base damage reduction on the teddy and on the hover turret. It may not seem like much, but 3 out of 15 is huge. It's 1/5 of the damage, so it is a massive reduction to the amount of damage the hover turret deals. Is it going to matter? We will find out when we play with it. Right now it's just numbers. Proximity mine has been massively boosted. Reduced recharge time from 200 seconds, which was absurd, to 60 seconds, which is still too long. I think so, anyway. Increased starting charges from 2 to 4, that kind of makes up for it. Increased bonus charges from skill tree tiers 1 to 3, so you can now have 10 charges. You can drop down 10 proximity mines. Then I guess it's okay, they have a cooldown. Reduced damage from 230 to 183, and that's a bad call. And no longer causes knockback. It's a bomb. Anyway, it doesn't. So they fixed some things, replacing tracks with base. Drift boats can be destroyed by lava. A lot of drift boat fixes, well, a few anyway. Besides that, in relation to the Love Storm event, poison lobbers are moving earlier into the zone, into earlier zones, so they're gonna be appearing for newer players, probably because you need to take them out to complete a mission. The Krampus Smashers have been removed, so that's a thing. Besides that, a few, they reduced startup load times and unified player reporting between modes. Some different things, social, performance, client server stuff, all important stuff, nothing really worth talking about. No old music, the chat is still horrible, no amazing social options. A huge, great update. Like, this is a milestone for Fortnite Save the World. It is amazing. They decided on some things I don't agree on in relation mainly to how heroes work and why can't we swap the skins out, but I have hopes that it will come in the future. For now, guys, I think I will get some more sleep because I got a few hours since my last video, and let the game update. Thank you guys so much for the support. The amount of you guys writing in LokeHansen as an Epic Games creator, I am mind blown. Thank you so much for that, and as always, thank you very much and very much for watching.